Before I get into the video of Smoky Mountain Christmas at Dollywood, I'm teasing ahead near the end of the video, not the last thing, so you can't just jump straight to the end. I'm going to have a Dollywood tip for you that comes from my dad and is 100% accurate and will help you not only on this time of year, but any trip to Dollywood, so you have that to look forward to. But now to Smoky Mountain Christmas, something I've done for several years, family tradition, so much so that when I lived in Orlando 5 years ago, going to Universal basically every day, I flew to Tennessee to see my family and go to Dollywood for Christmas. Also, was the first time I got to ride Lightning Rod, and side note, I got to ride Lightning Rod again this time, but that's a different video for a different time. If you haven't seen my Lightning Rod review, that video is in the description below. But back to Smoky Mountain Christmas, the #1 Christmas event by Golden Ticket Awards for years. I know it doesn't mean too much, but hey, it's still #1. First thing you should know is it can become insanely busy, so I highly suggest going on a weekday, not during Christmas break for kids when they're in school. My family and I went Wednesday, and it was almost empty, but weekends are going to be busy, and the week of Christmas and after, expect long lines. The shows really aren't my thing, but people like shows will definitely want to check them out. I've been told they're great, and obviously they're going to be like a Hallmark movie and deliver the expected happy moment at the end, but that's what you're watching for, to get the joy at the end. This doesn't apply much due to this year, I believe because of COVID, but in normal years, shows, even on slow days, can get full quickly earlier in the day because of bus tours. They come in, the old ladies and their spouses and friends have no interest in riding the rides, but want to see all the shows. So if it's a bus tour busy day, waiting it until later in the evening when the buses clear out around 5-ish or 6 or so, and then the shows will be much less crowded with much less people. Be prepared for any weather. It's Tennessee. I've been there in the 20s and rides are closed. I've been there in the 70s. This weekend is mid to high 60s, so it can be anywhere in between. The best/worst weather is when it's low 40s or high 30s. Worst because it's really cold, but you still feel like you could do everything outside. Best because the rides will be nearly empty because it's nearly freezing, and a lot of people don't want to put up with that cold, especially with the wind ripping by, so it's so cold. But there's no wait, so it's amazing. So bundle up and ride. The biggest part of the Smoky Mountain Christmas is the lights. Over 5 million of them. It's insane the amount of work and effort that must go into hanging all the lights, but it's well worth it for the guest. You can go almost anywhere, and you can't really miss seeing Christmas lights, and they're definitely worth checking out. You can go on the train and see a lot of lights from the train view. I have a different discussion for a train ride in another video, but you can definitely see a ton of pretty lights from the Christmas tree, also from Lightning Rod coming over the hill. In my first video I ever did, I showed Dollywood setting up for Halloween. Later on, I showed Halloween actually being set up at Dollywood. If you missed either of those videos, you can check them out in the description below. But Halloween tree is turned into Christmas tree light, and a full show is played there every 20 minutes-ish. It's a cute story. Here's a little sample of it.
To tell a little story that reminds us of family and joy and the little miracles that fill this most special time of the year.
But after the story, Tennessee snow comes pouring down and kids have a blast playing in the soap snow. If you like Christmas events, you need to visit Dollywood. Best time to come is the first few weeks of December during the week, or any time during the week in November that's not Thanksgiving week. Remember, the park is closed on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, but runs through the Sunday after New Year's. So this year, it's January 2nd. Now, the tip that I mentioned earlier, in my first video, I said this. First places I always have to go if it's open, Lightning Rod, walking there right now. We'll see if it's open. Well, actually the first place I always have to go if I'm with my family is to the bathroom, because my mom always has to go after a trip. Now when you come into the park, you can go to the right and there's a bathroom right by the bakery. So many people go there and get super busy. Don't go to that one. Walk another 50 to 100 feet across the bridge and go to this one right next to Time Saver. It's almost always empty and you don't have to deal with as many people trying to get in and out. So there's my advice from my dad, and because he's married to my mom for nearly 4 decades, and at least 2 of those decades cumulatively have been spent with mom needing to go to the bathroom, it works out. One final note, if you are a season pass holder, make sure you make a reservation to get into the park during Christmas by going online. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.